This is TWiT.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to TWiT, your tech hub for intelligent, thoughtful conversations. If you want to take your experience to the next level and support what we do here at TWiT, say goodbye to ads and say hello to Club TWiT. With Club TWiT, you unlock all our shows ad-free. You also get exclusive members-only content. We do a lot of great programming just for the club members. You also get behind-the-scenes access with our TWiT Plus bonus feed and live video streams while we're recording. And don't forget the fantastic members-only Discord. It's where passionate tech fans like you and me hang out, swap ideas, and connect directly with all of our hosts. It's my favorite social network. I think you'll like it too. Club TWiT. It's not just a subscription. It's how you support what we do and become part of the TWiT family. Your membership directly supports the network, helping us stay independent and keep making the shows you love. If you're ready to upgrade your tech podcast experience, head to twit.tv/Club TWiT and join us today. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the club.
Good evening, Craftonians and Craftonites. Can you hear me on Discord? Because if you can, that would be the first time that's ever happened. There was certainly a good evening, but if there's a chance that it was only a good evening because it's the evening. Paul, can you hear me? Oh, good. Dustin, thank you. Wonderful, wonderful. Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? I have, as you can see, set up another camera. It's not quite out of the frame there. But in theory, will make a difference for our setup. So now when I switch to this view, this was the view before where when I stuck, whoops. Oh, great. Now I've messed it all up. Hold on. Let's switch this. So I've got this camera on the right side so that my left hand isn't blocking it. So that should be helpful. Hello, Joe. We are working on a paint by number. I just got some new brushes specific for acrylic paint, and I'm excited to continue. You may recall that this is a process where we work from small to large, from light to dark. And so what I'm going to do is start by painting the two over here, and then we're going to dig into the rest of the butterfly here. So I'll head over here, paint this, paint perhaps underneath the butterfly, and then we'll finish the butterfly. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Sandra is working on Braille, using a Braille doodle, and has rendered my name in Braille. Now I'm trying to remember because there was a really, there's something that you had talked about where I think it's like if a certain Braille, symbol is felt, then it means that numbers are about to proceed, are about to come along. Down there at the bottom for everyone who's watching, that says Mikah. That's so cool. Thank you, Sandra. I just remember there being something about sort of letting someone know that numbers are about to appear, because numbers and letters share the same arrangement, maybe? It's been so long. So since I'm doing, yay, I was correct. So since I'm doing a large amount, I'm going to switch to one of my Filbert brushes. Yeah, it has been a while since we've seen you, Joe. Oh, wow. You really do a very good job of capturing light. Thank you, Lightspeed Tractor. I appreciate it. I'm adding a little bit of water. Pro tip that I've learned: when you're working with paints and you are adding water, distilled water is your best bet because it doesn't affect texture as much. Now I am being a little bit wild here. What I've found with these is that they do require, for the darker colors, they do require 2 coats. And for the very light colors, they often require 2 coats as well. Now, I did have a plan, and I did say I wasn't going to do this side because I needed to put my hand here. So I don't know why I've gone and done that. Oh, and I've just hit the camera. Sorry, camera. Did I just do it again? There we go. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, I'm trying to get it to refocus here. There we go. Doesn't it look a little dark? I think it looks a little dark. Well, maybe not. I think it's... Yeah, I better leave it alone. All right, let's continue. So, as I was mentioning, you may remember that the instructions say to start out with the lighter colors and then move to the darker colors. my little round brush. Well, they call it a detail brush, but... And now we're working with 17. And I've just touched the paint. I swear I've done this before. Now, as Burke pointed out last time, you are kind of using the lines as a guide. And the rest is 19. So we'll clean the brush. Yeah, this is the same one as last time. We're still working on it. My goal is to get one butterfly done per MCC. Very dark color here. So this will be fun to paint with. Yeah, I really like the blues as well. So I'm basically going in where there's not currently color, not currently paint, and adding in this very dark, it's not black, it's a dark, dark blue. Do you do a lot of those papercraft, 3D papercraft things? Or did you gather that for MCC today? I'm curious if you made any other animals. Never ever done. Oh, how fun. It's also very German. Fair enough. I would argue that paint by numbers also feels pretty German. Oh, yes, your Lego Enterprise. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Is that Guinan? Oh, I love. Wow. Oh, Dr. Beverly Crusher. Yeah, the minifigures are instantly recognizable. I think it might expect me to put, well, let's see. No, I guess not. You have an epiphany and you understand the German puzzle, the German papercraft. You know, the process of metamorphosis is pretty creepy when you think about it. Pretty alien-like. Sort of like, gee whirlikers, mister. I'm going to climb into this little pod made from me. And then I'm going to turn into juice. And then I'm going to grow wings. And then I'm going to fly away. Oof. Especially if you watch it sped up. And the way that thing wiggles. Creeps me out. Tea, Earl Grey, hot. Joe, have you ever done the Borg Queen? God, I'd love to see your take on the Borg Queen, just because I know you would do those like electronic conduits, tentacle things justice. When I was a kid, I was so afraid of the Borg. So afraid of the Borg. Now I kind of love the Borg Queen, if I'm honest. I love her conceptually. I don't obviously support the Borg's whole thing, but it's just a clever concept. And the Borg Queen is, well, there's a word that we use in the queer community that is, outside of the queer community, a rather powerful word that is incredibly inappropriate. And so I won't say it here. It's not as bad in other countries to say. I'll just say that it rhymes with a certain Wonka candy that has a banana and a lime and a strawberry and some other things. Yes. Oh, yes, Joe, it is that. Yes. And the Borg Queen is serving that. Sometimes we just say the word on its own with a Y on the end of it too. And that's what was going through my mind at the time. And it just means that you command a room in such a way that you can't help but to respect and also fear at the same time. Yes, girl boss. Girl boss would be the family-friendly version. Anyway, super terrified of the Borg growing up. But I loved then the storyline in Voyager, or I guess several storylines in Voyager. That's spoilers if people haven't seen it. So I'll just say that. There's coffee in that nebula. Assimilation enthusiast is funny. I should put that in my bio. That's a joke, everybody. Don't you worry. I'm not a British colonizer. The true assimilation enthusiasts Next to what? Like the Spanish? The Dutch to a certain extent? Oh, heck yeah, Joe. I'm discovering that this is particularly satisfying as a paint by numbers because you are basically getting to do a bunch of mini paint by numbers. And so you get that sort of boost when you see one coming together. And you go, oh, this is cool. Versus somewhere it takes time to see your results. So it all just looks kind of blobby until things start to pull together. But this is not like that. Today is my grandma's birthday, and I got to send her something that I had heard about these a long time ago, and I had kept it in it was like my oldest Safari tab in my phone. And for some reason, I just never remembered whenever it came time for, a gift or something. I never remembered that I wanted to send this thing. And so earlier this week, I happened to be going through my phone, my Safari tabs, and I said, oh, we are doing that. They're called piñata-grams, and they're basically little piñatas, although they're stuffed animal size, small stuffed animal size, piñata in the mail. And they have different wording, and when they open up, you can put, a message in there. And it was really fun to do. I use grandma, so I don't say grandma, despite being an enunciator typically. I say grandma. We didn't have any. The sort of unique names were my great-grandparents. Mamu and Papu were their names. And then my grandma on my dad's side doesn't quite count because I called her grandma, but her name was is Von Tella, but people called her Bonnie because Von Tella got shortened to Vani, and then Vani got turned into Bonnie. Oh, it's looking kind of terrifying right now, Dustin. Kind of looks like a ghost. Ooh, ghost. Okay. Now I think we'll move across and do this one. Somewhere around here I need to grab it. It changes the flow of the acrylic to make it a little bit more flowy, which is what we want. Artist's acrylic flow improver. Just a couple drops. Also, my skin looks so shiny, but that is because I just did skincare before the show. So it's dewy, everyone, okay? Glow improver right before the flow improver. Oh, Paul, you crack me up. Just a couple drops of flow improver. And then a wee bit of water. Remember, distilled water. Then I take one of these cheap brushes. Yeah, so Paul, I'm glad that I figured someone was going to catch me out. Normally I use distilled water, but I put brush restorer in the distilled water that I was using to dip my brushes in to clean them. And so obviously I don't want to put soap into the paint. And so I just had to use my purified water instead, which is not the same as distilled because the purified water that I have adds pH balancing minerals back into it after it reverse osmosizes. So thanks, Paul, for calling me out. But yes, it isn't great to drink distilled water because it will... The argument is that because it's distilled, it doesn't have any other minerals in it, and so it actually ends up like leaching minerals from you. But I don't know if that's... I was told that, and then I have not verified it myself. And so, I'm hoping it's not one of those things that you just learn and then you take as belief. I could look it up, but I haven't had a thought to. And also, whenever the sort of logic of the argument seems to make some sense, that helps as well. If you leave the window open, you'll catch a draft. La 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 la. All right. Note they gave me they gave me 5 of the number 2 because it is the background color. This sort of parchment color. It's interesting, it dries to a far pinker tone than it starts out. This time I think I'm going to overlap the lines a little bit. I don't trust ChatGPT's opinion. I guess that makes sense. It's not that it'll hurt you, but sort of part of the reason for drinking water is that it hydrates you, tops you back up. And so if you are drinking water that doesn't have the extra stuff in it that you need to be truly hydrated, whenever we say hydrated, then you're not doing yourself a service by doing so. That seems to be a reasonable argument. I wish that I would stop painting on the left side. I do wish that. The place where I need to rest my wrist. Now again, I am overlapping with the lines here. And that is on purpose. Because I noticed in this one, I'm going to have to go back through and do some fine touch-up work around the outside because I didn't let it bleed, if we're going to use a print term. Oh no, thank you. I did not know. And that's because I'm looking at a different view. Wow, this whole time. So yes, there's that pinkish that it dries to instead of the lighter color that it starts out as. But as I'm doing this, you'll notice that, well, maybe you'll notice it's... How far does this let me zoom? 4 times zoom, out of focus. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see how I've gone in a little bit on those lines, and that is by choice. Just so that we don't have... Because the rest of these colors are darker, and so we'll be able to kind of paint over. Wow, you've almost completed it, Dustin? That's awesome. A wee little panda. We've been watching the UK version of The Traitors. And as you might imagine, there are lots of different European accents. Joe, when you paint, are you painting with oil-based paints or acrylic? Or does it change? That wet on wet technique. Oil with acrylic. I didn't know you could do that. I mean, I guess you can do whatever you want. Now, what's the benefit of doing a mix like that? Maybe you're about to tell me. A background color that you don't have to worry about mixing with the oils. Interesting. For some reason in my mind it was going to be the opposite. Like you do the background in oils and then the foreground in acrylics because of the separation. But I think that might be counterintuitive, perhaps. Hi, Chaotic Chickens. No. This is an after-hours program that we do here on the network. It is not part of our daily scheduled programming. This is just an extra fun thing for our dear followers. And I'm definitely not teaching anything. Yeah, acrylic dries so fast. That's actually part of what the flow improver does. Is makes it stay wet longer. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. Did you buy it for Crafting Corner, Destin? Wait, they released them on Crafting Corner days? That's cool. I didn't realize it was an IKEA thing. Now, can someone tell my camera to stop changing focus? turn off. Oh, there we go. I'll leave it there. It was a gift, and now it's about to become a regular craft for you, huh? Whoa. The textures in that, Joe, are just staggering. Technically, I'm breaking the rules because I am doing 17 before some of these lower numbers, but they can't stop me. Right to jail? Right to jail. Yes, that's so cool. Yeah, this paint needs some flow improver quite a bit. It is some chill lo-fi background music, but it's not a channel. I found some that I could purchase that would be royalty free so that we did not have an issue. I honestly don't remember how I found it, but it's called Calm Evenings. The whole playlist is called that. Well, it's a playlist, but it's packed into one audio file. Yeah, this is almost like putty. I just poked one side of it and a bubble on the other side burst. So it's forming a nice skin at this point. Problematic. I've gone and done it again. I wonder if I can paint from looking at the camera. It would certainly tell me if I could be like a laparoscopic surgeon. Oh my, that's not easy. Nope. Yeah, it almost feels like I'm pushing sort of Play-Doh around on the surface of the canvas. It's exceptionally thick. Now I've gone and thinned it out too much. What I'm also enjoying about this is learning which crafts lend themselves well to a show, right? Because there are some crafts like painting, especially in paint by numbers, where it is difficult to look up and see what the chat is saying. And so I do feel like the paint by numbers craft does make me less engaging from a show point of view. But I have found this activity to be rather satisfying. And so I ended up getting a personal paint by number that isn't for the show, that I could, do at another time. And let me switch views so I can show you it before I say goodbye. I'm not done with it yet. But we're getting there. It's a photo, or it's an illustration of the Northern Lights. And so you can see the mountain and these waterfalls, and then those are the Northern Lights in the sky. And yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this. You can see this is the area that I'm still working on. And I've got a lot of stuff I have to go over again, but the darkest colors I have gone over enough that they're good to go. My one complaint about this is I do think they went a little overboard on kind of what you were talking about, there being solarized. I think they went a little overboard on how the colors are split up, but this part I love the most. The mountains and the waterfalls look really good. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it so far. Again, almost finished, but yeah, I've been doing this in my free time and having a lot of fun with it. And it's a little bit different from the butterflies. That's what when I mentioned the butterflies being fun because you're getting a little taste regularly of having it finished, that would help. It's so funny you say that, Joe, because I'm actually planning to do a glaze for that specific reason. Joe says, I wonder if you could go over it with a solid color to unify the color variance. And so I was reading about it, and the company that makes the Flow Improver also makes several different types of glazes. And so I'm planning on applying a glaze, which will help to unify the color, and then following that up with a satin varnish to finish it off. So Yeah, that's a great idea. Test it first, because can you imagine ruining your whole thing? That would really stink. So yeah, that's the one I'm doing for fun. Especially when there's such a variance, Joe, between wet acrylic and dry acrylic. Like the color changes. In any case, everyone, thank you so much for being here. Another month has passed, which is wild to think about. And we'll be back next time with even more crafting. Sorry, I got distracted reading the chat. Always appreciate it. Always love seeing your crafts, everyone. And I'll see you again next month. I'll see many of you tomorrow for Tech News Weekly. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.